Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I want to go through something that I have struggled with for a very long time, and something that is not fitness related whatsoever. However, I probably would say that actually it did affect my journeys to the gym, and probably still does now, and that is my skin. So I have got a little bit of makeup on, as you can see, but I did take a couple of photos earlier, which I'm going to put in here. So that was my skin earlier today, and that's before I had any makeup on.
Wow.
So, it all started when I was probably around, I'd say 19, so a little bit older than what you probably assume bad skin to be. So I was at dance college, and obviously I used to wear a lot of makeup. I've always been very active, so I suppose always quite sweaty, and I always found that obviously wearing makeup didn't really help. I've always been someone that always, if there was like any event or anything on, I always would have a massive spot, like always like here or like here, and that's like prior to me having bad skin. So I used to have kind of quite flare, my skin used to flare up, but most of the time it used to be fine before this. So it all started when I went onto the implant for contraception. So I started having migraines, and I had to get taken off of my combined pill, and the one thing that they said for me to go on was the implant. So I did, and actually it didn't really help whatsoever. I ended up being on my period the whole time. Sorry, information.
Disgusting!
But also my skin just flared up so badly. I don't think I've got any photos from that far back. If I do, I'll put them like here, but I don't think I have got any from that far back. So at first I kind of was like, oh, like I'm 19, like, yeah, I'm sure it'll pass, like I'll just kind of keep at it. And anyway, I do feel like I kept it at bay a little bit. I didn't think it was like awful. And then I'd say probably by the age of around 21 is when it started to get quite bad. Again, I'd come off the implant way after this, but in my head, I feel like that's around the time that it started. So I personally do think that it had an influence on it. And I have also found that the progesterone only pill also had the same kind of effects, which I know it is the same thing, so that makes sense. But yeah, I struggled with that as well. Anyway, after visiting the doctors loads, I tried loads of things, loads of topical creams, lots of kind of ointments and all that kind of stuff. And the doctors then put me onto tablets called Limisaline, if that's how you say it. And you had to take them daily, and I believe that they're an antibiotic. So the one thing the doctor said to me is you can't take it for longer than a year, and then you have to have a break, and then you can go back onto it after. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So I did the year. My skin was quite good. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was significantly better than what it was previously. I had that, and then I came off of it obviously for the break, and it just came back like with a vengeance. It was so bad, and it became like a real issue in my life. Like I felt like I didn't feel like I was ugly, but like I just felt like people would say to me like, oh, I can't see it, and I was like, but I can, like I can see it, it's like right there, it's on my face. Like it was honestly so bad.
Don't look at me.
And yeah, I was trying so many things, and I have got a couple of products that I used before that I do think significantly helped before I went on to this, what this whole video is about. And yeah, I'm going to go through some of them. So first things first, I'm going to show you my skin before I went onto any of my main tablets. So this is after Limisaline, after the antibiotics, and before I went onto this thing that fixed my skin. Okay, so this is my skin before. Oh my gosh. And looking at this, like, I literally cannot believe how bad it is, and it was so painful, it was so sore, my skin was sore to touch. I'd wake up and like my lips, if I ever had any around my lips, they were so painful. I just wanted to pick them all the time, and it was just the most annoying thing ever. So when I was doing this, there was a couple, like I said, there's a couple of things that really helped me fix my skin, or at the time really helped kind of calm it down. Okay, so this is the first thing that I really truly 100% believe really helps, okay? And this is what someone recommended me from their dermatologist, and this is before I'd actually seen a dermatologist, okay? So these are a face cream and a face wash. So they are from La Roche-Posay. I don't know if that's how you say it, it's not very French of me, but it's a French brand, and I used to use this obviously to take all my makeup off, and probably a little bit of micellar water as well. I'd probably use the micellar water first, then this, and then I would moisturise my face with this. So the only thing that I would say, sorry, as you can see, it's been old, it's like old. The only thing I would say with both these products is that they are both really drying. So when I went onto my tablets, I didn't use these. So this is before, so this is not whilst I was on my tablets, okay? So La Roche-Posay, Effaclar Duo they're called, so you can get them in a pack together, all right? When I went onto my tablets, so the first things first is, like I said, I've been to doctors loads of times, and it got to a point where I just felt like I couldn't get through to them, or it was going to take ages for me to get put onto the list to see a dermatologist. So I decided to go privately, and I went through a really good doctor or dermatologist I'd say, who instantly put me onto Roaccutane, okay? So Accutane, Roaccutane, isotretinoin, I don't know how you exactly say it. And that they are the tablets that I went on to. So they are pretty brutal, and they are very like invasive, and they, yeah, at the time it was actually quite hard. I found that training at the gym was really difficult. My knees and my joints were really sore. They have a long list of side effects. But I think it's something like 80% of people that take them should then be clear from acne for life, essentially. So first thing when I went to go and see him is, I obviously didn't wear any makeup, and he said, okay, yeah, I can see exactly what the problem is. And he said that you've just got a type of adult acne, and he said to me that if I wasn't to go on the tablets, it was likely that it could last till I was like 40. So that's a long time, and I was like, I really do not want it for that long. So I ended up taking his advice and going straight onto the tablets. So I needed a couple of blood tests to be able to go on them, because you have to test a couple of things, again, because I said they're quite intrusive. And also you have to go on to contraception. So this is the only thing, is that obviously I went on to contraception, back onto the progesterone only pill, and my skin flared up bad. So the one thing that I would say about Accutane is I definitely felt as if my skin flared up when I first went back onto it. Like, it got worse before it got better. So I'm going to put a couple of photos here, and I will put them in like month order. So I was on Roaccutane for around 7.5 months. When I first went there, he wanted me to be on there for 6, and after 3 I went back to see him, and he said, actually it's not improving as much as we'd hoped. Let's up your dose and we will stay on for a little bit longer. So I was so gutted, because you have to be really careful in the sun. I got really sunburnt the first time I went on holiday after coming off of them, because they were still slightly in my system. So if you are on them and you do go out in the sun, just make sure that you're really careful. You should be using an SPF moisturiser anyway, as we all know. But yeah, just be really careful. So as I was saying with the 2 products I used before, I started using them when I was on Roaccutane. So where it dries out your skin, them products were too drying for me. I just physically could not use it. I was getting eczema on like the front of my wrists. What other side effects are there? So a lot, and one of the main side effects is it can really affect your mental health and give you quite severe anxiety. And I know a couple of people who have had them side effects and a couple of people who haven't. And I don't know what differentiates as to why you do and why you don't. But yeah, that's another thing. So I really, if you are thinking of going on to Accutane, I would really make sure you read deeply into it and make sure that it is something that is for you. And also sit there and think, is my skin this severe? Is it really this severe to go through this? And that's one thing that I would really, really think about. And also it needs to be like a last resort, like the last thing that you could possibly do because you've tried everything and it just does not work. Okay, my phone just died, so I don't know where I was. But yes, this is my skin now. And obviously the only thing that I would say I struggle with now is a little bit of scarring under my skin. And I do have quite an uneven skin tone. And I do also notice that around my period, I do still get quite, I don't get like the same type of spots at all. I don't get really, I had like quite cystic acne, but I get very small kind of like pimples essentially. But yeah, so honestly, it has absolutely changed my life. Now I just want to go through a couple of things that really helped me when I was on them, because obviously I said it was really, really skin drying. And a couple of the products I used, so foundation wise, I always tried to go for a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer. And I always use the No. 7 brand, and I still use it now and I absolutely love it. I always take it on holiday with me because it's just really light and lush. Again, I always would probably put a little bit of concealer, especially when my skin was bad, but just any foundation was just caking and sticking to the dry bits. And again, moisturizer wise, I literally used this, which is literally simple moisturizer. And as I said, I couldn't use the other stuff because it just was too drying on my skin. And another product I used foundation wise, if I did, was the Ordinary foundation. And it's literally like £5 and I also love that still. But yeah, so there's a couple of things I tried to use coming off of Accutane. So obviously I came off and I still struggled with quite dry skin to start with. So I was using from Lush Ultra Bland, which one of my clients recommended me, and it's just a cleanser. I'm having a mare with filming this thing because everything is just full of storage. It was like a beeswax facial cleanser, and I didn't use it every time I took my makeup off, but I used it kind of every other day, especially if my skin felt really dry, and it was honestly amazing and I really, really love it. And I still use it now, but I can't get hold of it at the moment because obviously I love that. And I also kept using the simple moisturizer, and I also used the Ordinary moisturizer. I think I might have it here, which is this one. Sorry, my nails are vile. I never ever do have my nails done. So yeah, that one. When I came off of it, I was really, really nervous. I was really scared. And as I said earlier, it's honestly so brilliant. And I would highly recommend it to anyone who has severe acne, okay? And let me just reiterate that, severe. And mine was not even that bad, especially in comparison to a lot of people. But I'm gonna obviously show you my skin, just a little comparison here. So my skin before, and then my skin after. And that was straight after Roaccutane. I honestly just, the difference is just insane. And also the difference between now and when I came off of them is really, really good as well. And I would definitely say my scarring has improved. A lot of people say to have peels and things like that after to help with the scarring, but I never really got around to it, and again, so far so good. So if anyone has any questions about their skin, about Roaccutane, about how much it cost, about how anything, honestly, just give me a message. And I just want to reiterate and like, again, it really, really is so, so brilliant. And I've been off of it for a year now, so my skin is so far so good. One little hack for when you're on Roaccutane, always carry a lip balm because your lips will be so dry. I've never experienced anything. I've never experienced needing lip balm like that. Like, it was honestly like non-stop, like I needed it constantly. Like I needed it, like I needed to put it on my lips. So I'm just gonna show you my skin now again. So under here I do have a little bit of scarring, but you can't really see. Look how small my eyelashes are. This is why I have lash extensions, because I literally have little piggy eyes. And this is the other side. Again, this is the side that had more severe scarring and more acne. But yeah, it's all gone now. Another thing was I had it a lot down my neck, but as you can see, that's all gone. So yeah, I'm super happy with my skin. And I would say the only thing that's really weird is, although my skin's improved, I still haven't had that confidence to kind of wear no makeup. And I think it's also because I got into such a routine of wearing such heavy makeup that when I had to stop wearing so much, I was like, oh, like, I think I look a bit weird and all that kind of stuff. But yes, so I really, really hope that this video finds you all well, and I really hope that for you guys that do struggle with bad skin, there is an outcome and it does work. And also just try not to feel so disheartened about it, because a lot of people struggle with it. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know. I will link in the description some of the products that I use if I can find them. And yes, don't forget to give my video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or if it really helped. And please subscribe to my channel if you are here. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Bye.